What's this? This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please visit this. What? By playing Doki Doki, you agree that you are at least 13 and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. Yeah, okay. Doki Doki. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. My name is Zuvi and welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. No one requested this, but I wanted to play it, so we are calling me Zuvi. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself make today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I'd get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about running away. I kept thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Zuvi. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Zubi, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you joined a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What's a NEET? Hold on, I'm gonna look up what a NEET is. NEET, an acronym for non-education, employment, or training. Okay. What happened to my game? There we go. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. All right. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Sorry, I changed your voice. It was hard on my throat. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school days is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom when I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you sitting here and just spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday that I'd bring in a new member. And Atsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori's really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes, let's go.
I look whiter than I usually do. There we go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Same. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school that I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone!
Everyone? There's no one here.
The new member is here.
I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, Zubi, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry. Nitsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Nitsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. Thank you, Nitsuki.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back around towards the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Zubi. Monica smiles sweetly. I changed her voice as well. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Zubi.
We've made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. It'd be great to see them. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
That wasn't her voice. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get food on her face. My bad. I turn the cupcake around on my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki's quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
But why are you thanking me? It's not like I...
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
Made them for you or anything?
I thought you technically did. Sayori said,
well, maybe, but not for you. You know, you dummy.
All right. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting it in the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. I changed her voice again. That's not. Insulted Yuri looked away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was proudly dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any club. I don't know what that said. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay.
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. And I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. This light is blinding me. Better. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. She's gonna be Australian now. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah,
We'll do our best.
you know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining, though I don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Zuvi, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Good. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly pricks up.
Huh?
It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. It was obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. I forgot her voice for a second. I'm probably going to change it again sometime. Someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? Who gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud. Give that back.
Fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori slides up. That wasn't even her voice. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No,
Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't
like them.
not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, You can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sat in silence for a moment.
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
Eat my hair. Eat. Natsuki and Yuri looked quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone's even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it would help us get all a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club.
My phone was talking.
Isn't that right, Zuvi?
Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I'd join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. That's actually super sad. But I'm sorry, I thought...
Zuvi.
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Literature club.
No, thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring it to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Zuvi, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Zuvi, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
I didn't mean to click that button. With that, the two of us depart from the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls.
Sayori.
Natsuki.
Yuri. And of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. All right. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay, who do I like the most? Is it Yuri? Is it Natsuki? Or is it Sayori? Where's Monica at? I want to pick Monica. I like Monica. Let's do Rain Cloud, Laugh, Meager, Fantasy, Bunny, Jumpy, Hope, Mouse, Rose, Giggle, Anime, Vivacious, Poof, a Kiss, Love, Fickle, Joy, Infinite, Sticky, Bubbles. I think I'm gonna get a good Natsuki. Oh, sorry.
Hi again, Zuvi. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Zubi. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it?
Oh, come on. Lady deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into a seat.
Don't worry, guys.
Zubi always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He's helped me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Zubi can become good friends too. Oi. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori.
Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
Really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind.
Sayori
made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright.
Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. We could, discuss it if you wanted.
How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book that she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much? Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew.
Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there?
Freaking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up?
Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga.
You read manga, right?
Sometimes. Manga's one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyways? I heard you bring
it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack.
There it is!
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. Then she turns to a box of manga, and slips the volume right back into the middle of the set.
Much better.
Seeing a box
set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world.
I know that feeling. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means either way, it's out of my demographic. Or it's simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door.
She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything.
It was the tone of your voice, but I'll tell you one thing, Zubi. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact,
Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls in the box.
I'm gonna show you exactly why.
She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. That's literally the cover of this game. It's exceedingly Mo.
Don't just stand there.
What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't it be nice to see that we're sitting there? I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you like to see that like button down there, smack it in the face. If this is your first time seeing my face on your screen, see that subscribe button down there, give it a kick, and that notification bell, give it a flick. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.